Now on 9 News Mornings, more than a dozen new laws go into effect today, and that includes one requiring licenses for all landlords, and not everyone will make the deadline. A warning about water. Colorado could see a drop in its water supply this year. The state may have to pull together other resources to help cover emergency shortages. And talk about talented beyond your years.
When I play soft, but when I play hard, oh my gosh. I just burst into happiness.
An 11-year-old who taught himself to play the piano is sharing the joy of music with us. 9 News Morning starts now. Good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. We hope it is off to a safe and warm start this morning. Taking a live look outside, and yeah, people are still out and about. It is like 5 in the morning on New Year's Day. That is amazing. Thanks so much for joining us today. Anisha here with Jordan and Ed. Good
It was
morning.
Strange having company on the road this morning driving in. Usually those roads are lonely.
It's like rush hour. There are a lot of, it's like, well, where are all these people? Oh, they're all going home or to the next party or whatever it was. Yeah. And you said kind of a safe and warm.
Yeah.
Well, warm is my department. I'm not coming through for it.
Oh, okay, that's okay. That's okay.
But it's not terribly cold. We're at 21 degrees right now out at the airport. That's pretty close to normal for this time of year, which would be 18. But you see the single digits and teens over the eastern plains as well. We'll see single digits, teens, and those single digits are above and below zero for the high country, 20s over on the western slope. So increasing clouds today, 52 degrees is where we will sit. And then for tomorrow, sunny skies and 46. We'll see 48 on your Wednesday. Thursday, a system passes well to the south of us, but could give us a few isolated snow showers, maybe some mountain snow, not a big deal here. 40 on Friday with partly cloudy skies. Saturday, back to 45 degrees and partly sunny before a little stronger system comes our way.
All right, thanks so much for that, Ed. Well, right now, Denver is experiencing its biggest expansion of required licensing in its history.
That's right. Landlords of single-unit rentals have to apply for a license before the city starts taking action. Our Lawrence Cafidi looked into the reason the city felt like this needed to happen and how to avoid hefty fines.
It's a bad habit.
A lot of people procrastinate.
That could cost people hundreds of dollars in the new year.
This is the largest expansion of required licensing in the history of Denver.
To avoid fines, Eric Escudero, a spokesperson with the city, says the deadline for landlords of single-unit rental properties to apply for a license with the city is coming up on January 1st.
It's been a huge rush of landlords.
They've had a year and a half to submit, but more than 4,200 landlords have applied in just December.
So yes, our agency has been slammed.
There has never been a licensing requirement for landlords. This all started because tenants were complaining to the health department.
There needs to be something done to take it to the next level.
That's why the first part of the application process is a third-party inspection to check for the basics.
Have a heater that's functioning, water that's running, making sure there's not black mold or pests.
Then landlords can apply online.
It's only a $50 fee every 4 years to get the license, plus an application fee, a one-time application of $50.
This is the last of 2 phases for landlord licensing requirements in Denver. The first deadline was January 1st, 2023 for multi-unit rentals. The price tag for those who've procrastinated on getting that license can get pretty hefty.
We've issued more than $82,000 combined in fines across the city for landlords of these big apartment complexes who haven't got the license.
Making such a massive change and the rush processing thousands of applications is not easy.
And it's a huge challenge.
But they think it will be worth it.
It's going to change Denver, we think, for the better.
Well, landlords will not get fined immediately. First, it's a warning letter, then a $150 fine, then a $500 fine, and then finally a $999 fine.
This week, the city of Denver plans to clear one of the largest migrant encampments, which is the one off of Spear and Zuni. Right now, it's filled mostly with migrants who ran out of time in city shelters. On Wednesday, the city will move to clear the encampment along several blocks. Now, every migrant there has been promised shelter by the mayor. Denver is opening a congregate shelter for some and working with landlords to lease apartments for others, as well as buying bus tickets for people who want to continue on elsewhere.
Por lo menos esto es algo que cubre, que hace frío, pero no pasa tanto.
The city of Denver is paying the down payment fees and first month's rent for migrants who want to move into an apartment. Mayor Johnston tells us the city has found success moving migrants into apartments because landlords are more willing to rent to them than to the homeless population. So far, more than 100 migrants from this camp have already submitted rental applications.
Starting this week, Coloradans will finally be able to reap the benefits of a law that was passed more than 3 years ago. The FAMLI Act is ensuring all Colorado workers have access to paid leave to take care of themselves or a family member. It passed back in 2020, and the state has spent the last couple of years creating the system as well as gathering money to fund it. It will provide up to 3 months of paid leave for new parents, families dealing with severe illness, and military deployments. Most Coloradans are eligible as long as they've earned over $2,500 last year. Experts say the law is significant and part of a bigger movement nationwide.
As of last year, now we have 14 states that have passed a law like this. And so we're seeing this wave going across the country. And I'm proud that Colorado was one of the states that helped to really lead this and help to build the momentum for the country.
Nearly 5,000 claims have already been filed, and if you are self-employed, you also qualify for this. You just need to opt in and agree to pay the premiums for the program.
With the start of a new year comes another minimum wage increase for those working in the city and county of Denver. All businesses in Denver will be required to pay their employees a minimum of $18.29 an hour starting today. This is a 5.8% wage increase to keep up with Denver's high cost of living. Boulder County's lowest hourly wage will also go up to $15.69, and the state's minimum wage will jump to $14.42 an hour. Now let's take a look at a few other laws going into effect this week. First, domestic violence survivors will get more rights in court. Right now, survivors of domestic violence don't have the same rights if their case ends up in municipal court. That will change this month. The law will also require courts to report domestic violence cases to certain databases.
There are also a few new laws for renters, one of which caps pet deposits at a refundable $300. Pet rent will not be more than $35 a month or 1% of the monthly rent. The law also bans insurers from denying a policy based on a dog's breed.
And the cost of EpiPens in Colorado will be capped at $60 each starting this month as well, but only if you have insurance regulated by the state. If you have one of those plans, you don't have to do anything. The cap automatically will go into effect. Now, the full list of laws going into effect this year is pretty long, but for a complete list, you can visit our website, 9news.com, or you can even text the word laws to 303-871-1491. Again, just text that word laws, L-A-W-S, to 303-871-1491.
Lawmakers are returning from the holiday break this month with a list of New Year's resolutions to tackle. Preliminary government numbers show record migration at the southern border in December. In Congress, both parties say they want to address the border crisis, but Republicans say that has to come first. But that also leaves Ukraine and Israel desperate for aid. Also, the federal government is running on stopgap funding. Without a deal, it could shut down in about a month.
This morning, Amtrak is warning riders about possible delays that could last up to 2 hours. This comes after the company experienced major server issues yesterday, delaying rides along its Northeast Corridor. The bulk of the delays hit the Northeast Corridor train, but also extended to Keystone service and Empire service routes. The company says that full service has now been restored, but those early morning delays could still impact services.
We have a look at how people were ringing in the new year around the world. In Thailand, thousands gathered and then brought in the new year with a fireworks show over the Grand Palace. Same goes for the skies above the UAE. London's celebration included a nod to the new monarch, featured a recorded message from King Charles III. The celebration included 2,000 fireworks, 600 drones, and 430 lights.
And new this morning, the labor and delivery team at Denver Health has welcomed the first baby of the year. Yeah, isn't this exciting? Well, the hospital welcomed Juan Carlos Felix Nunez at 12:40 this morning. Welcome to the world. Adding to the warm welcome, Carlos's family took home a special gift of 2,024 diapers, thanks to Denver Foundation's Newborn in Need program.